Hi, gun people. Yeah, just a little short one here on road rage and kind of get involved. I tell people all the time, when you choose to get involved in something, even though it's to help, even though it's probably the right thing, even though it's good intended, you take your life in your hands. I'm not sure what started this road rage, but let's take a look at this. So this guy is slashing whatever's in his hand, and it looks like a knife. I can't tell. Is deadly force authorized on this guy? I think it is. I think the guy slashing the knife, this isn't his car. His car is the one he's going to jump into. So he has come over and slashed at a guy and trying to get in his car, which could be carjacking. It's a felony. Can you shoot somebody for stealing your car? That's iffy. It depends on the state. Some states don't allow you to use deadly force on property crimes. Uh, I'm in the old west days. Hey, you steal a man's horse, his ways to get to and from work, to take care of his family. That's a hanging offense. So deadly force is authorized for me. But it would depend on your state. Now, you couple the stealing the car with he's using force or fear, swinging a knife, trying to cut you, trying to kill you, trying to do serious bodily injury. Now it comes into, do you have a stand your ground state where you're allowed to protect your property? Or do you have a commie left-wing liberal state like California, New York, where you're required to run away and let the criminal take it? Same way in the UK, Canada. All the left-wing places like sheep. They don't like people fighting back. They like you depending on the government to come and save you. If you figure out you can defend yourself and take care of yourself better than the government, then you realize you don't need government in your life all the time, and government doesn't like that because it takes away their power and control. So in this case, I think deadly force authorized. He's swinging. He's trying to take your car. If you have a gun in your car, that changes things. Now, if this guy gets this gun, he can use it against you. He's stealing a gun. Usually stealing a gun, deadly force is authorized because that gun can be used against you or someone else. So it's presumed that you're protecting yourself or others when you take action to stop him. Again, every state's different. No matter what you do, if your statement is, hell yeah, I wanted to shoot him. I've always been wanting to shoot him. I got this new gun with these new bullets. I didn't care. I shot him. It doesn't matter how you shoot him. They're going to find it not justified. You have to have force or fear in the government eyes, or you have to have fear and reasonable fear, and you have to be able to articulate that. So statements, always critical. So these people honking their horn, is that a good or bad thing? It depends. Maybe they'll distract a guy. Maybe they'll get a cop's attention. Maybe it'll alert other sheep that aren't paying attention. That could all be good things. Maybe the guy get pissed off and says, you know what? I'm going to direct my attention from this guy, and I'm going to come back and cut your throat because you're honking your horn thinking you're a tough guy in your car, and I'm going to show you. Obviously, the guy swinging the knife in public is not rational or reasonable. So you can't treat them like reasonable people, and that's where a lot of people make mistakes when they get involved in things, is they assume they're dealing with somebody who has something to lose, somebody that's fearful of going to jail, somebody that's fearful of committing a crime, somebody that has a family, somebody that thinks like they do. That's a big problem. That's why cops, when we deal with people, cops think everybody are criminals. Well, yeah, until we prove otherwise, because we know that if we underestimate the criminals, we die. So you're out here honking your horn, being a tough guy in a car, and then somebody comes over and knocks your window out, busts it, and then cuts your throat. Suddenly honking your horn wasn't such a good idea. Remember, outcome always dictates how people will see things. So the dude standing here fighting this guy with a knife, smart, not smart, type A, meat eater, not a victim, not going to give up. You can see it the way you want it. When you go against a guy with a bladed instrument, it's very, very dangerous. Any one of these swipes could cut his carotid artery, even if it's a lucky strike. Could take his eye out. He's lame. He can't see for the rest of his life. He's got one eye. He may lose his job. I mean, Your whole life can change fighting a guy with superior power. If this guy had a gun and this guy was fighting him and he was shooting at him, would I be smart? Some people may say he's got big balls, but, you know, again, the outcome would dictate. Now, at what point, I talk about primary aggressor a lot, and in the law, there's usually primary aggressor. Who could have stopped? Who was escalating? Who was continuing the confrontation? Who was making it worse? Or who could have used more reason and been more reasonable and made it less? And that's where you get into primary aggressor. The guy with the knife swinging keeps trying to leave. Now, I'm not saying this guy is bad for that, but I'm saying the guy that keeps trying to leave is setting himself up with a defense that, hey, I was just trying to stop this guy from attacking me. Every time I turned away and tried to leave, he tried to come in and attack me. He wouldn't let me leave, therefore I had to defend myself, and I was trying to keep him off me so I could leave. Is that reasonable or right? Again, that's going to be up to the jury, judge, lawyers arguing, 14 different experts saying who's right and who's wrong, and it all gets lost in the wash. But remember, when you act, people are going to view that later, and if you're always aware of how you handle things and what you're doing, and that's what cop work really makes cops good at, covering your butt. You're always living in a fishbowl. Everybody's always trying to catch a cop. Other cops, other administrators, cops that don't like you, supervisors that don't like you, administration that wants to fire you, other agencies that don't like you in their area, lawyers, defense attorneys, prosecutors, judges, the media, the parents of the person you arrest. Everybody wants to catch you messing up. And it's very difficult, and it becomes a full-time job covering your butt. But being a cop teaches you how to do that pretty well if you survive. The good citizen with a tie who's used to dealing with people behind a desk. And he's negotiating $1 million deals, and he's always in control, and he's smart and wise, and he dresses for success. Really, dude? This dude with the knife come over and grab you. This guy grab you by the tie and use you as a freaking shield now for the guy with the knife and throw you. Let me tell you something. You come over to me when I'm in a life or death and I can use you to defend myself, I'm throwing you on that knife, having him stab you so I can get in and grab him or grab the knife. People, Rick, that's not fair. This guy's being good and you're not. He's a good Samaritan and it's his duty and right and he took an oath and he should. Shut up, you freaking idiots. I'm telling you, this guy is risking his life for what? Why? He's not getting paid. He's not a cop. He's not protected by government. He doesn't have immunity. He doesn't have a gun. He doesn't have radio. We can't call him for backup. He's not trained. Why is he here? Ricky's being a good guy. Why are you picking on him? You're just being mean. Well, you can run through life, and every time you see a shit pile, you can jump right in the middle of it, or you can walk around it. It's your choice. I'm just telling you, I have seen so many good people get hurt, call ambulances, cause me more paperwork because now I got another victim that maybe I wouldn't have had if they'd have minded their own damn business. I'm telling you, this guy is taking his life in his own hand. For what? To be a nice guy? To take charge? To show people that he's better and he's good? Dude, if he was in the hood, there would be the crowd standing around saying, hey, dude, let's go take his wallet. He's paying attention to these two knuckleheads. Let's take his wallet. I mean, people like this, sometimes I just call them victims out looking for a place to happen. So, this guy I was talking about earlier was leaving and fighting to do this, and I said he could use that as a defense. Every time he tried to leave, the guy chased him. He just lost that defense because when he could have left, he went back to the car. Makes him the primary aggressor. Anybody that sees this video will label this guy as the primary aggressor. He is not going to be able to use defense saying I was scared, I was trying to get away, I was trying to leave. So just because something appears, now CNN may run, if this guy was an illegal Hispanic transgender wanting to use all bathrooms because he's special, then CNN would only be showing the part where he was trying to run and the mean guy was trying to attack him. But the courts, the jury, who gets to see the full video would know, you know what, this guy wasn't scared. Even though CNN fake news lied and tried to make it look like he was scared and he was the victim, and if you believe CNN, you're an idiot, in reality, this guy is not scared. So, did he just steal a gun? If he just stole a gun, deadly force is authorized. Absolutely 100%. I think it was authorized before. But at this point, if he stole a gun, now he could take somebody hostage. You don't know what he's going to do with the gun. He's going to use the gun. It's your gun. He could use it against you. I absolutely think deadly force is authorized. But again, I don't know what he did in there. Did he cut the seatbelt? Did he just tear the seat? Did he stab his radio? Did he take his car keys? I don't know what he did. Is it worth dying for? Is it worth chasing this guy? Well, these two knuckleheads think so. Stops to stab, fight him off. Good Samaritan with the tie, trying to help. Dude with a knife trying to cut this guy, and this guy comes in with a tie as a shield to freaking save the day. Are you kidding me? Rick, why are you picking on the poor white guy with the tie? You just don't like ties. Shut up, you big dummies. Okay, so now the guy gets in a car and he wants to leave. Who's the aggressor? Now, somebody's got, now there's some law in Texas, you can retrieve your property and you can go after him, but at what cost? And at what point do you cut your losses? You've made it this far without getting cut. The guy's in the car and he's going to leave. Maybe you should just call it a win and cut your losses. Nope. I'm not giving up. I mean, look, I like this guy. He's a meat eater. He's not a victim. He's going to go after the guy. He's not giving up. And I'm not saying I wouldn't do a lot of the things he's doing. But because of my experience, and I see people's lives ruined in a second because of stupid little indiscretions or bad decisions, I would hope I could react and just pull back and go, man, this ain't worth it. I gotta pull it together and go cut my losses. But he doesn't. He attacks. The guy with the tie is still involved trying to save the day. Now he's trying to pull this guy off. Nice guy, smart, reasonable, trying to help. Good guy. Didn't do anything wrong. Well, you know what? He comes very close to losing his legs. So luckily he's smart enough to let go. And I don't know if that was smart or if that was just circumstance that he couldn't hang on because he was weak. I don't know. But whatever reason, I think luck played a part in him not getting smashed. This guy, who could have cut his losses and let this guy drive away, I'm pretty sure he's probably got a broken hip, crushed spleen, some sort of medical expenses, missed work, missed being able to take care of his family, drive, whatever. This guy is about to pay big time. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ow, that hurt. My shoe. Roll Charlie around. He'd be all right. My shoe. This guy, that's Eddie Murphy, old, I can't think of the name of it right now. It's not Raw, it was one before. But Delirious, I think. So anyway, the car runs him over, rams in. So this car does damage to this car. When he reaches any cuts, this guy with the tie could have been this guy on the ground. The guy on the ground thinks, you know what? I showed him. I didn't let him get away with it. I showed him that I wasn't going to let him get away with it. Well, did he? Outcome always dictates, people. You have to think and see things from different perspective. You can watch this video without me talking, and you will see this in one way. And then you can watch it with CNN, cuts and pastes, and makes it and runs their narrative, and you'll see it another way. And then you can see it another way. But I'm telling you, getting involved, continuing a fight when you're already losing, you know, the old saying, when you're in a hole, maybe you should stop digging. Because the hole's just going to get deeper. This guy should have stopped digging. Anyway, well, in that there, hopefully you got something out of it. I guess I could roll it real quick to where you guys can kind of see it without me yapping, because everybody always complains about that. So I think it's like 30 seconds here when I'll try to shut up. Very fast. Seconds. Oh, shoot! Oh, I'm sorry. I said I'd be quiet. All right, we'll end that there.